Hello dear friends, in this video I'm going to talk about two-dimensional arrays. So in the previous videos we have already talked about one-dimensional array and we already know how to decorate it in two ways, and also we know how to get the length of the one-dimensional array, and also we know how to print them out, right, using the for each loops. And here in this video I'm going to talk about how to get the length, how to print them out, and also how to decorate them, right? Let's get started. And one thing is we need to create the two-dimensional array. So integer, it's going to be integer array, and I want you guys put two square brackets, right? Two square brackets, and then give it a name. I'm going to call it number, and then new int, right? New int, again, two square brackets. Okay, so as you guys see, it is complaining. Why it is complaining? Because as I told you guys, we have to give it a size. Once we create an array, we have to give it a size. That's the rule, right? So the first square brackets is taking care of the rows. How many rows you want this? You want in this two-dimensional array? I want two rows. And the second square brackets is about the columns. How many columns you want for each row? Two, right? I want two. So this is how we decorate it. But this array is empty right now. We need to assign some values into it. How do we assign it? Again, what's me and do this. And let's say 1. Okay, what is 1? So index, the rows is starting from index and the columns is starting from index, right? So first row, and the first column is going to be 1. I'm telling Java, assign a value to array, first row, and the first column is going to be 1. Number equals 2. So what is 2? What is 2? Second, again, the first row, but the second value, but the second column is going to be 2, right? Again, because we are having two columns in one row, right? In one row, first row. We assign a value, first row, first two columns. Okay. Now we need to take care of the second row, right? We need to take care of the second row. We need to take care of the second row, and which is going to be actually 1 and then 0. Second row, first column, right? Second row, first column is going to be, let's say 3, right? Again, second row, second column is going to be what? Is going to be 4. Let's say 4. You can give any value to it, right? You can give any value to it. So whenever you're trying to print this out, let's say I'm going to print this out, the second row, but the first column is going to be what? It's going to be 3, right? It's going to be 3. Okay, this is how we decorate and assign a value to array for two-dimensional arrays, right? But there is another way, right? There is another way. Let's do it on another way too. Again, two square brackets. I'm gonna call it num, and then curly brackets. Inside of the curly brackets, I want you guys put curly brackets again. So this is gonna be two-dimensional array. This is gonna be, so let's say I'm storing 1 and the 2 in the first row for two columns, and then 3 and the 4 for second row, right? For second row columns, right? So this is two-dimensional array. Two rows, right? As you guys see, each curly brackets inside of the curly brackets is one row, right? One row and the second row. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Okay, we decorate the array, and also we assign a value to array. Okay, this is how we do it. So again, I can do this here. Look, again, I'm gonna print it out. Control C, and then P, and then num, right? Num, because I'm working on this array right now. Again, if I do this, it is 3, right? Again, the second row and the second row, first index, second row, first column is 3, right? Same. Okay, how do we get the length of the two-dimensional array? It is a little bit different than one-dimensional array. Actually, I'm gonna call it size. Size of what? Right? Size of what? Number.length. It is gonna give you actually the row counts. How many rows this two-dimensional array is having? It is gonna give you the row numbers, right? Row numbers. This is gonna give you row numbers. row size, right? This is gonna give you row size. Okay, let me print it out. How many row we are having here? 2, right? There is only 2 row. Okay, but I wanna know how many column inside of the one row. Then what you gotta do is number dot length. You can't do it. Number dot length. For first of all, the first column. I want to get the first column size. Then you can get it. What is the first column size? How many column inside of first row? 2 columns, right? This is how we get it. This is how we get it. Okay. I hope you guys get it. The first one, number dot length, it is gonna give you the size of the rows. The second one, it is gonna give you the size of the columns inside of a specific row. Inside of a specific row. So how do we print this out? How do we print this out? Okay, I'm using first index loop, int. It's gonna be nested loop, right? It's gonna be nested loop, and the outer loop is gonna take care of the row, and the inner loop is gonna take care of columns. Okay, so as long as, I mean, since it is covering the rows, then I'm gonna call it row, right? And it is starting from 0, and then row less than number dot length, and then row plus plus, right? Row plus plus. This is outer loop, which is taking care of the rows. That's why I call it row, so you guys can see it and understand it very well, right? And then inner loop is gonna take care of the columns. That's why I'm gonna call it column. I'm gonna call it col equals 0, and then col less than number. I'm gonna put here row dot length, and then col plus plus. So what I did here, guys, I'm gonna explain. Give me a second. Here, number, row, and then col. Okay, this is gonna give us what? This is gonna give us the values inside of the one column, inside of one row, actually. Okay. So what's happening here? Excuse me. So what's happening here is outer loop, as I say, is gonna take care of the rows, right? Row. We got it. How many row? There is gonna be 2 row. Okay. That means the outer loop iteration is gonna be 2. Right? So this is gonna, the item is gonna be 1 and 2 here. The row value is gonna be 1 and 2 here. Okay. Inner loop, for every each iteration, is gonna run 2 times. Right? It's gonna run 2 times. Okay, row is 1. So row is 1. Once it is 1, give me a sec. So once it is 1, the column equals 0. Number row, what is the row now? 0. First column. It is talking about first column dot length. Inside of the, it is talking about first row, right? It is talking about first row, right? Index 0, it is talking about first row dot length. It is going to give you the size of the columns inside of the first row. How many columns we have? 2. That means inner loop is going to run twice. Inner loop is going to run twice. Okay, what is the row number? 0. What is the first iteration call number? 0. What is 0, 0? 1. It is gonna print this value out. What's gonna happen in the second iteration? It's gonna be number 0, 1, right? Because column is still 0, but this, since the inner loop is gonna iterate twice, then the column is gonna be 1, 0, 1. What is 0, 1 value? It's gonna be 2, right? It's gonna print this out. And then again, it is gonna get out of this loop, inner loop, and then once more, right? Because there is 2 rows. We know number.length, it is gonna give 2, 2, and it is the last iteration. Okay, row is 1. When the row is 1, when the column is 0, what is the value? Is 3. When the row is 1, the column is 1, what is the value? Is going to be 4, right? Okay, let's print it out. As you guys see here, what is happening? The first column, right, and the first row, there is as a column 1 and 2, there is a value, right? And the second row, as a value, there is 3 and the 4, right, as a column, right? Okay, I hope you guys get it. So let's print this out for with actually enhanced loop, maybe the for each loop, right? Maybe you want to call it for enhanced loop, advanced loop, For each loop. Okay, what is data type? Array, integer array, and I'm gonna give it row, and then I'm gonna give it number, right? Again, we need nested loop here, right? To be able to, so that's the rule. To be able to print out the two-dimensional array, you have to have nested loop, right? Because the outer loop is gonna take care of the rows, inner loop is gonna take care of the columns. This is actually, so why do we need this? We need this because whenever you try to automate the Excel sheet, you will need this logic. Okay, again, int call this time equals row, right? Call equals row. Okay, this is so easy. This is so easy if you compare it to the index loop. All you have to do is, what is the skeleton of the for each loop for two-dimensional array, right? You need to declare the array. One, as you decorate a one-dimensional array, you need to give it a number and make it equal to the array name, and then you need to create another loop inside of the loop, nested loop, and then int again the data type and the call equals row, right? Call equals row. This is how you decorate the for each loop, right? For each loop. Again, let's see what we're gonna see on the screen. On the console, again, we see the same result, right? Again, we see the same result. Okay, I hope you guys understand. If you guys have any question, please make a comment so I can actually take a look at it and give you some result, right? Um, this is what we talked about. We talked about two-dimensional arrays, how to decorate the two-dimensional array is the first way, and this is the second way that how we can decorate the two-dimensional array, and also how we get the length. This is how we get the length, and also this is how we print them out. Thank you very much for watching. I see you guys in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will be appreciated. Thanks.